What dark secrets can someone hide off camera? Despite his strange behavior on TikTok, Samuel Haskell's furious rage took a tragic turn, revealing a dangerous character haunted by shocking and unexpected brutality.
I'm trying to get retarded. Peace 100, Gia!
It's an ongoing case in the glamorous heart of Hollywood, involving film director and TikToker Samuel Haskell IV, a man who considered himself as a creative genius. It's more than just a bizarre online persona. It's a haunting case of ambition, narcissism, and ego that would ultimately unravel in the most tragic way.
In an LA courtroom today, it's something we've never seen.
Somebody in the trash can, but they're not moving.
It begins in Tarzana, a nice neighborhood in northern Los Angeles, a town known for its upscale lifestyle. Samuel Haskell was born on April 3, 1988, a member of the high-powered Haskell family. His father, Samuel Haskell III, was a prominent figure in Hollywood, once serving as executive vice president at the iconic William Morris Agency. He represented household names like Dolly Parton, George Clooney, and Prince Edward. Later, he served as CEO of the Miss America organization for several years. Sammy's mother, Mary Donnelly Haskell, won the crown as Miss Mississippi in 1977, showcasing her beauty and talent in popular shows like Seventh Heaven and Diagnosis Murder. Together, his parents crafted an image of immense influence in the entertainment world that would create a lasting backdrop for Sammy's own life. While attending California State University, Sammy met Mei Li, a vibrant and determined young woman from China. Their connection grew quickly, merging Sammy's privileged world with Mei's hardworking and warm-hearted nature. It wasn't long before Sammy and Mei started dating, their relationship blossoming from casual college hangouts into something much deeper. For Mei's family, supporting her education was a profound sacrifice. Mei's uncle, who already lived in Los Angeles, even took up a job at a local restaurant, working tirelessly to ensure her tuition was paid. By 2010, shortly after graduating, the two tied the knot, beginning their journey as a married couple. Just a year later, Mei became a mother for the first time. But she wasn't content with just balancing family life. She was driven to make an impact. So together, they launched the Haskell Consulting Group to help other international students navigate the challenging world of college admissions. She supported them through every step, from application essays to interviews. The business grew steadily, eventually employing staff and generating about $63,000 annually. For a while, Sammy and Mei Li appeared to be living the perfect life, but beneath this polished surface, there were troubles that went unnoticed. After a few years, the couple purchased a $2.5 million home in Tarzana, a suburban paradise on the outskirts of Los Angeles. But with a hefty $7,000 monthly mortgage and little support from Sammy, Mei shouldered this financial burden on her own. Samuel Haskell dreamed of making it big in the entertainment world. His journey began with the help of his father's connections and financial support, starting with a job as a camera operator. However, due to his bizarre behavior and unmatched ego, he remained inconsistent.
The number one thing they talked about was consistency, like be consistent. Now I'm consistently never gonna stop drinking. If you see me typing really fast, like looking really productive on my laptop, just like typing, chances are I'm just typing random letters and numbers. My resume says unhappy, bitter, resentful, and like really good at ordering off the menu.
He switched between multiple agencies, working on a variety of video projects, before eventually founding his own production company, SB Group. Despite his passion, he chose to create low-budget films for his Instagram. After a while, Samuel Haskell's strange behavior in his marriage began to mirror the bizarre persona he displayed online. His TikTok videos were a blend of random rants and odd shout-outs to celebrities, delivered in a way that felt off-putting, even creepy.
Shouts out to Christina for wearing that rose gold. Girl, yes! Yo, shouts out to the homie Castillo real quick for just being like the sickest hair colorist in the city of LA. Yo, shouts out to Peloton for just being like completely redundant and overpriced. I just want to say shouts out real quick. I just want to say shouts out to the homies at Ushimitsu. Yo, and shouts out to the homie Aki too, dog, for just being a chill homie consistently. Peace 100. Shouts out to my man Paul Wesley for just keeping it 100, just like keeping his head held high amidst a scandal. Can you even imagine somebody like Brad Pitt just pulling up outside your house and your ex-wife's like, oh yeah, I gotta go. And you're just like, bye. Oh, Brad Pitt. Oh, nice. Enjoy.
To those who watch him, it seemed as if he was living in a world of his own, with his mind often lost in the dark stories he created. What I see instantly is black eyes and no soul. This man is cold as F. I think he shot out so much because he was very lonely inside. I feel so bad for his kids. He's an incredibly spoiled psychopath. I'm just confused about something. How did he get someone to marry him? As life became busier, especially with 2 more children, May's mother, Yang Jiang, and stepfather, Goshen Lee, moved into U.S. to support the family. Despite not speaking English, they quickly became essential to the household. But shortly after Halloween in November 2023, May Lee and her parents disappeared. It was sudden and unexpected, leaving many questions on the neighborhood.
Law enforcement officials say they're currently looking for Haskell's wife, May Lee, and her parents, who live with them and their 3 young children.
As days passed with no word from May Lee, her uncle Wang, who also lived in Los Angeles, decided to check her WeChat account. When he logged in, what he found was deeply unsettling. May's profile, which she had used for more than a decade, was completely empty. Every picture, friend, and post had been erased, as if someone had wiped her entire digital presence clean. It felt like she had vanished without a trace, both online and in real life. At first, Wang tried to brush off his unease, convincing himself that maybe there was a reasonable case. But still, the silence was strange. During their relationship, May had introduced her uncle to Sammy, seeking his approval before the 2 got married. Wang had found Sammy strange, a little too quiet, almost distant. Living next door to the Haskells, Ben-Ami shared a close friendship with May. Both women had children of similar ages. Over time, they became even closer during the COVID-19 lockdowns. They bonded over stories of their families and backgrounds, becoming each other's confidants in the neighborhood. Their children often played together and celebrated each other's birthdays. But something had changed just before May and her family disappeared. Ben-Ami's daughter mentioned hearing strange sounds from May's house, a sharp scream followed by the loud slam of a car door. The last time Ben-Ami saw May was on November 6th, and she couldn't ignore how different May seemed that day.
The next door neighbor tells me that her good friend May Haskell, who is missing and feared dead, was an amazing mother, known for throwing elaborate parties and birthday parties for her 3 little boys, at one time bringing live ponies to the home for the celebration. But now there is little to celebrate.
Outwardly, Sam appeared to be an ordinary, well-adjusted husband, but there was a side of him that raised eyebrows in the neighborhood. He had a fascination with swords, daggers, and crossbows, which he kept in the home. May didn't like having these deadly items around, especially with their 3 young children, all under 13. The neighbors also shared their concern. In fact, many wouldn't allow their children to play at the Haskells' home.
He had several weapons that are kind of unusual, like, samurai swords, I believe a crossbow as well.
Sam Haskell wasn't a stranger to trouble with the law. His past was marred by a serious incident in 2008, when he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Ultimately, he pleaded no contest to the battery charges and received 3 years of probation. But Sam's fascination with weapons didn't stop there. His short films painted an even darker picture. One video showed men clashing with massive axes, while another depicted a man pressing along, accompanied by the haunting hashtag Demon Hills. Following the disappearance and the strange situation surrounding it, many people who claimed to know Sam began to talk about their early friendship and his dark behaviors. When he was 18, he did a lot of cocaine and marijuana. I never asked my friends if they were on prescription medications, but he was a little off. His parents could have been loading him up on meds as a kid, or maybe he needed meds and never got them. He would snap on people sometimes when working with them and just cut off relationships with a "go F yourself." He also lied and made up a lot of stories. I went to middle school and high school with him in Calabasas. In 7th grade, when I first met him, he was already a pathological liar with a blinking tic. He was always touching his privates over his pants in class and never got in trouble because his parents were mega donors to the school. Until he was kicked out for raping another student in junior year, we all knew he was bad news. A friend of Sam's told the police that they met with him at a restaurant a week before his wife and in-laws' disappearance, and Sam seemed unusually paranoid, choosing to sit in a dark corner and barely engaging in conversation. On November 7th, at around 5:30 p.m., 2 day laborers rushed to the LAPD to report a horrifying discovery inside the Haskells' home. The next morning, around 6 a.m., at the busy intersection of Ventura Boulevard and Rubio Avenue in Encino, a homeless man was searching through a dumpster for leftovers. Suddenly, he noticed a large black bag placed near the top. When he opened it, the man was confronted with a gruesome sight: a dismembered human torso. It was a skin ghastly pale from blood loss.
It all began with a disturbing discovery of a woman's dismembered body found in an Encino dumpster this afternoon.
The police quickly arrived and launched a full-scale investigation.
Pop-up tent covers the remains of a woman wrapped in plastic. Detectives say they found only the torso, clad in a bra, and what was left of her pants after her legs were cut off.
The body was in such a mutilated state that it took officials over a month to identify it. Finally, tattoos on certain parts confirmed that the body belonged to 37-year-old Mei Li. How could someone be driven to such extreme brutality?
We knew the family, we knew the parents, and it's just really hard to comprehend.
Earlier that day, laborers arrived at the Haskell home, where Sam offered them $500 to dispose of 3 large garbage bags, initially claiming the bags contained rocks. When the laborers lifted them, they got suspicious because the bags were soft and much heavier than expected. Sensing their hesitation, Sam quickly changed his story, claiming the bags were filled with Halloween decorations. In the security footage, the workers can be seen loading the large bags into their trunk. However, on their way, they decided to stop and check the bags. What they found was disturbing and didn't resemble Halloween props at all. Terrified, they returned to Sam's home, handed back his money, and left without a word. Shaken by their horrific discovery, the workers rushed to 2 different police stations to report what they had witnessed. The police responded quickly but found nothing out of the ordinary, no signs of disturbance, and no one home to question. Investigators then reviewed the surveillance footage and made a key discovery: a white Tesla matching Sam Haskell's vehicle, less than an hour after the workers had dropped off the bags. In this eerie footage, Sam, wearing a white t-shirt, struggled to lift one of the heavy bags into a nearby dumpster, desperately trying to cover his tracks. On November 8, 2023, Samuel Haskell was arrested at a nearby shopping mall and charged with the murders of his wife and in-laws. As police searched his home, they uncovered a disturbing evidence of bloodstains and additional body parts in the home. However, 2 of the 3 bags the workers had reported were still missing.
And the search still goes on this late hour for those 3 still unaccounted for missing family members. And the prime suspect is the husband, now charged with murder. And that suspect is the son of a top Hollywood executive, as this homicide investigation now stretches to not 1 but 2 different crime scenes right through the valley. Watch.
Investigators suspect that those bags might hold the remains of May's parents. Despite launching a citywide search, no trace of them could be found. As the authorities, Sam had scattered the 3 bags across multiple dumpsters, making it nothing short of sheer luck that May's body was discovered at all. What drove him to commit such a heinous act? Although the case has not yet gone to trial, friends of the couple have begun to piece together the possible motives. In the months leading up to the tragedy, there were whispers that May had grown unhappy and was contemplating a divorce. She was fed up with Sam's obsessive fixation on TikTok and his selfish, narcissistic behavior. To make matters worse, May found herself solely responsible for the hefty mortgage of their home. Some speculate that tensions can arise when living with Chinese in-laws, as differing cultural expectations often lead to significant challenges. Others spread rumors that May's motivations were strategic, suggesting that she aimed to secure wealth by having an anchor baby early in their relationship, especially since she became pregnant while both were still in college. As the layers of this horrifying story unfold, the neighbors left without answers. After his arrest, Samuel Haskell found himself behind bars at the Valley Jail in Van Nuys. On January 12, 2024, the 35-year-old appeared in court without a shirt. Authorities believed that it was too dangerous to allow him any clothing, that he could use it to strangle himself. Outside the courthouse, friends of May Lee gathered with banners demanding justice for the loving mother of three. Meanwhile, the couple's 3 children are now in the care of the Department of Child and Family Services, and they are expected to be placed with relatives who can provide the support they need. Samuel stood tall as he pleaded not guilty to 3 serious murder charges. As of July 2024, he remains locked up at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in Los Angeles, anxiously awaiting the start of his trial for the horrific acts allegedly committed back in November 2023. Thank you for watching. Smash that subscribe and see you on the next one.